Clint missed the penalty kick last week towards the end of the game. Was there ever any doubt on your guys' end that he would be the one to step up and take it this time around?
Not a doubt at all.
Andrew?
Coach, right after the first goal got scored, McNary had that one-on-one breakaway with Fry. He makes that save. In the context of that moment in the game, how big is that stop from Fry, and how was his game tonight?
Changes the game completely. Steph had a very, very good game tonight. He's a great goalkeeper. That save was a massive turning point in the game. 1-1's miles different than, us getting a little bit a hold of the game. In those moments after we had scored, I thought Portland did a good job of, putting us under pressure. There was a disparity in shots of like 10-3, and then during that kind of 15-minute period, 10 to 15-minute period, they cut up very quickly. It started like 10-8, 10-9. So credit them for having a good response after we scored their first goal, but Steph came up big time.
Masvida.
Can you assess the play of the outside backs, Jones and Mears, and kind of how they play defense and pushed up on offense?
Well, it was it was a good performance overall as a team. If I'm going to single any guys out, I would say that both Jovan and Tyrone have had very good games as of late. I think the way we play with Andreas, maybe his starting position is a little wider, but Nico on the other side coming in, we need our outside backs to go, and we worked on that this week in training. The timing wasn't right in the first half. I think derby games are hard to play, so it's hard for us to kind of find any sort of rhythm. But in the second half, I think they found their rhythm, and both Tyrone and Jovan did a great job.
Matt Calkins.
Coach, when you look at this unbeaten streak, the obvious changes are the addition of Darrow and you taking over as coach. But what else have you seen? What else have you seen change that might attest to this run you guys are making?
I think I've gone on record many times to say that group is a committed group. And I think they just needed some spark. Nico's arrival, whatever, the obvious, any coaching change, whether it was me or not, the team is gonna get a little bump. And so when you have a committed group of players that are committed to each other and committed to winning, because they understand, they can do the math, they understand, they read some of the highlights and the stories that are out there that, maybe the Sounders aren't going to make the playoffs this year. That's a proud team. And their response has been tremendous. So starting with the guys that, Dempsey coming back after he missed a penalty, okay, that's leadership. Okay, Ozzy's been playing great. Christian, what a fantastic performance by that kid. All of them, Brad, Chad, Stefan, that we talked about, that is a committed group. And so when you have that, it makes my job much easier.
You mentioned Christian. He's been all over the place for you guys in recent weeks, drawing penalties, scoring goals. What were your thoughts on his performance tonight and just kind of his overall emergence this season?
Well, he's a nice young man, number one. His mother taught him well. He is a very good soccer player, so somewhere along the line he's gotten some good coaching. And he is a kid that would do whatever it takes, sacrifice whatever to help the team win. And I think his commitment to the team, his eagerness to learn, all of those qualities that he has, that's what you guys see out there. That's what you guys see. He's a tremendous talent, and we're only hoping for bigger and better things for him.
Michelle?
To follow up on that, what do you think this performance tonight from Christian will do for his game moving forward? Do you think it will kind of project him to the next level?
Well, I guess I'm gonna say, Michelle, that I'm gonna demand that he goes to the next level because I have confidence in him. I think he can go to the next level. Where that is, I can't say, but he allows me to have a little bit of freedom. When I inserted Eric into the lineup and Christian moved out wide, he didn't miss a beat. And Eric came in with a little energy and some passing and some connecting some balls. And so overall, again, the team was great, and Christian has a big part in that.
John?
time it gets to be about the hour mark before Clint scores and aren't goals on the board. At that point, what's going through your mind as to whether it's just going to take one goal to win the game or a few more, and then as things opened up, what do you think?
Well, I felt that after after halftime we came out and were playing pretty good. I mean, Clint had a great chance that he just pushes wide when Jordy passed the ball square to him. There were a lot of positive moments in the game, so I wasn't really nervous, panicking. I thought a goal would come. The game actually needed a goal, and we were just fortunate enough that we were the ones that were able to score first. I mean, in this league, a lot of teams that score first, they go on to win. So I was obviously happy with that.
Spencer, you still have one?
Yeah. Aside from the corner and penalty, how would you assess your team's set pieces tonight?
Good. I mean, we've been training on set pieces, trying to throw a few wrinkles in there, but overall good. When you have guys like Chad Marshall, Nico swings a good ball, Andreas swings a good ball, Dempsey's good in the air, Christian. I mean, I'm happy to have those weapons at my disposal.
Houston wins Friday. Your thoughts on the midweek battle down in Houston before taking on Portland once again next week?
Matt, I'm going to enjoy the moment right now, tonight, and then tomorrow I can answer that question. Okay.
Nico.
What was the message in the locker room for the second half? It seemed like the team came out there. They were doing great defensively, but it seemed that they came out more aggressive in the second half, and they really were moving the ball well.
I think we just found some rhythm to the game. There were some minor adjustments in the spacing, but at the end of the day, I think we just found a little bit of rhythm. Again, the Derby games are hard. They're not easy to play. There's a ton of emotion on both sides, and again, you have to give Portland some credit. They played very well. They came in with a game plan, and for 45 minutes it worked. We were a little frustrated as we came in at halftime. So I just urged them to just have a little bit of patience, make sure their spacing is good, and just try and find some rhythm to the game, which I think they did.
Right.
Coach, Christian, twice as many points since you took over than he had all season. Is there anything you noticed in practice or anything that would have led you to believe that he'd be in such fantastic form in the last couple games?
No, because I don't use stats as kind of the barometer for where Christian can go. He does a lot of stuff for us on the field that makes him a real valuable player. I'm happy for him that he gets the goals and the assists, but that's not the biggest thing for me. It is a team game, and when Christian scores, or let's just say Ozzy, who had a good strike from distance, if those guys score or Andreas scores, then all of a sudden teams now have to deal with Dempsey, Morris, Ladero, Christian, Andreas, and then all of a sudden we've got a really dangerous team.
Mark.
Clint's goals aside, when I first came in Portland, you didn't have him, you had the suspension, you had him tonight. What are some of the intangibles, Brian, that he brings to a Derby game like this that just, make it so important to have him out there for you?
It's nice to see you, by the way. Clint's a world-class player. He missed that goal. He missed that one chance. I know he wishes he had that back. He has enough confidence, I'm going to say, to take the penalty again. He is a dangerous goal scorer. He is a world-class player, and again, he is committed to this group. He loves playing with those guys. He's a big part of our success, and I hope that he continues that success against Houston, Matt, and we'll continue to keep the train going down the tracks.
Steven, and then a couple follow-ups.
Diego Valeri had 2 goals in the match a month ago. What did you do differently tonight to contain him?
Team defense for that team. Diego is a very, very, very talented player. I'm not so sure the game plan was just to nullify him because they have other weapons. So again, just making him play with limited space, limited time on the ball, getting tight to him, being aware of where he's at because he's one of the guys that starts their counter. So just all those little things added up to a good performance. But again, this is soccer. He had a good game down there. Maybe we, nullified him a little bit up here. There's always the next game that we have to be aware of him because he is such a talented player.
There's a few follow-ups, guys. Matt Hawkins.
But all wins count the same as far as points go, but when you look at the fact you just beat your rival, just capped a 3-game winning streak, just jumped within 2 points, the final playoff spot, after it seemed like you guys were in big holes. Is this the biggest win you guys have had this year?
I might give you that because it's Portland, okay? But we know we have a long way to go. So again, I'm very pragmatic. We are going to enjoy this moment tonight because there were a lot of good factors. I mean, strong performances from the entire group and the entire team. But we're not going to read too much into it because there's still a lot of work to be done. So we'll make sure that we, we're happy tonight, and then tomorrow as we get on a plane to Houston, we'll start thinking about, making sure that we can win the next game.
Last couple, Michelle.
3 wins in a row, first time you guys have done that all season long. How important is it for the timing of this team to be surging now, given the challenge you have this week with the 2 matches in a short amount of time, and then also that you're reaching kind of the final stretch of the regular season?
I think, Michelle, that just the confidence that the group has shown over the last 4 games. I mean, even the LA match, we could have won that game at the end. I think that helps them a lot. I think their confidence is high. With each win, they believe more and more that they can win the next one. And, as long as they continue to believe that they can win, as long as they keep fighting for their teammates, I think this team can go a long way.
Matt Pence.
In rivalry games like this, it seems like certain players thrive on playing the villain, so to speak, to the other side. Is that something you see out of Clint, that he sort of thrives on that, being that guy?
I think Clint likes to score goals. I think he likes to win. I don't know if I would classify him as a villain, Matt, but certainly they might think so. But Clint is a big-time player, and he rises up in big-time games. You can look at the games that he's had for us as a club, for his country. He's a big-time player. And, he obviously delivered tonight.
Jonathan.
Did you assess Jovan Jones tonight and recently and the important role he's played? A lot of people saw potential in him in Chicago, but then when he got here, he's really been playing at pretty high levels.
Again, Jovan's a tremendous young talent. Athletically very good speed, good technique. He's very good on the ball. He's a possession-based guy, and the one thing that we have to just keep grinding on him is just making sure that his defending in the team setting is good. I think his 1v1 defending is tremendous. He's got the speed and quickness to hang with guys as they try and get around him, but then always the awareness and playing within the back 4. That's where I always have to, kind of get on top of him. But tremendous young talent. We hope to have him for a long time.
Last one to John Z.
Coach, how critical was that save by Stefan Fry when he made that one-on-one save?
Massive. Massive. Change the game. Change the game.